What we have here is a 2006 Suzuki Grand Vitara, and we want to change transmission fluid. Suzuki is no longer here in the United States, so you have to use a certain mobile automatic transmission fluid, and you can't even get crush washers no more. Now this is the fluid you're supposed to be using. Mobile ATF 3309. You have to use this mobile unless you can get your hands on some Suzuki. And then you can't get crush washers no more. I'll put the picture here right now, the part number for you. There's your part number, and here's your Suzuki crush washer. And that is from a Suzuki motorcycle side case, and that's how you buy your crush washers now in the US at a motorcycle dealership. That's about all you can do. Getting ready to rain here, unfortunately, as we do this job, but it doesn't take very long to do. As you can see, there's your bolt to drain the transmission fluid. We already drained it once. Now we're going to drain it again because you should do it 2 times in a row to get all the fluid out. There's actually 7 quarts. So technically you probably should do it 3, but we're going to do it twice. And I figured I'd show you guys. It's just a 14 there. Use a 1/4 inch to bring that off. That's how you want to do that. Don't use anything more than that. It's barely tight. As you can see, we're still got transmission fluid coming out. So we're going to let that keep going until there's little to none left. You see there's still some flowing out, and we're going to let that flow as long as we can. And as soon as that gets done flowing, you want to put your nut back in there. Make sure you don't lose your nut. Suzuki's not in the US anymore, so it's harder to get parts. These kind of parts, I imagine, anyway. Alright, make sure you don't lose your nut. Put your lock washer on there, which is the same as OEM. Put that on there, and you tighten this only until that crush washer smashes. Real light. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch ratchet or a wrench. Don't do it real tight. It's very little. I don't even know why it's a 14. It should be a 10 millimeter. But yeah, put that back up in there, and then we'll go to fill it. You can see it's not crushed yet. So you only want to go up here. You see it's crushing. It's basically like finger tight. You don't want it any tighter than that. And finger tight. And just clean that up so you know you ain't got a leak or not. Okay, now you go back here where your dipstick is, which is always red. Put your funnel in there. See where the funnel gotta go. Put that funnel in there, make sure you hold it. You're probably gonna need to hold that while you pour it in. And you just wanna put how many quarts came in, came out. Mine was basically 4 quarts, so I'm just gonna do basically 4 quarts, just a shy under. Okay, you obviously put back your dipstick, but some people don't know that, so make sure you install that back in the car. Now, I left this much in it. I'm either going to be right on it, or I'm going to have to go to the 4 here. I might be a little under. So I wanted to keep it a little under. It should have been almost 4 quarts exactly. So I'm only going to have this much under. but we don't want to go over. So you really should probably only went maybe 3.5. It'd have been a half a quart down possibly, but at least you know to add that. Now you want to start it, guys. Get your temperature up to where you operate in range, which is about midway, and then you want to drive it for 10 minutes. And then there's another process you got to do. Another thing I want to mention is you want to drive this slow. You know, you don't want to drive highway speeds. You don't want to be doing 70 mile an hour and doing 10 minutes like that. You just want to do like 55 and under for like 10 minutes, and then find a nice flat spot, pull over and check it. Okay, now you find yourself a nice level spot, and then you got to wait 2 minutes. Let the car idle for 2 minutes, and then there's another procedure you have to do. Okay guys, this is the next one. Put your foot on the brake, and then you got to wait 3 seconds in each gear. And then you put it all the way back up in, and now you can check just on the H right there. No higher than the H, and that's where you want it. You want your fluid right in the middle of the 2 hot marks. You don't want it any higher or any lower. That's where you want it at. So I did that perfect.